Hi, my name is Wendy Flores, and I'm going to be talking today about different teaching strategies that have to do with ELL and ESL students. In the article I read, it talks about 6 learning strategies that I thought were pretty interesting. And the first one is cultivate relationships. Um, I believe that this is very true in an ELL classroom. You have to know your students. And it says a successful classroom is one that students feel known, appreciated, and comfortable taking emotional and intellectual risk. And this is very true because your students should feel very comfortable in the classroom, and you want to make them feel at home, make them feel safe in their environment and their community, so they have a very welcoming learning experience in your classroom, and they get engaged to learn. Um, Another strategy they talked about was um, teaching language skills across the curriculum. So, for instance, that it says ELLs ELLs should apply their developing skills to all subject content. Whatever subject teachers teach, we should use appropriate subject language for every subject. So, for instance, if we're doing math, I need to make sure that I am, you know, using words like multiply, divide, add, subtract, the sum, equal to, equivalent. I have to be very repetitive so the students hear it so often that they're going to remember that. And so when they talk about adding and subtracting, they're going to say, oh, the sum is, not the total. They're going to use the correct academic language. And that goes like for science, for any subject that you're teaching, that teachers should be teaching the appropriate academic language. So, not just ELL students, but all of our students are able to use and will remember. Another one is to emphasize productive language. Um, Using sentence frames to help build language. This is very important, especially, for instance, I have a child in my classroom. He is a beginner learner. He's in 4th grade. Um, Definitely, he's an L1. Um, he I have to use sentence stems or sentence frames so he can answer. The sentence frames are good because it gives little clues to what to what the question is referring to. So this helps them a lot to help them build that knowledge because they're seeing it. Um, in the sentence stems, I give them an option to when they're writing um, to start a sentence, like a complete sentence, and they have choices, like what they are able to use in their writing, and this helps them build a good to have good writing skills as well. Another strategy they talk about is speaking slowly and increase your wait time. It's very important with children who speak other languages to speak slowly. If you speak really fast, they're going to be confused. They're going to give you a very confused look on their face, and they're not going to understand what you're saying. So if you speak slow, It gives them a chance to comprehend what you're saying, maybe even translate it from their language to English in their mind or on Google Translate, and it gives them a few minutes, and they build up the courage to be like, oh, I got the answer. I'm going to answer this. And that is actually very good for them to do. We always want to encourage our students to answer. You just don't want to ask a question and then move on real quickly. You want to be able to let all students answer a question and make them feel like they're part of the lesson, make them part that they're engaged into the lesson. And this also builds a lot of confidence with them, not just with reading and writing, but also, you know, socially. So another strategy is differentiate, and using different learning strategies to help ELLs stay engaged and helps them process the lesson. And this is very important too. So in my classroom, when we do a lesson, I have several ESL students and I have GT students. So my lessons have to be, I have to have questions that are from more of my higher critical thinking students, and I have to have some from my lower. And so we have different stations that they all can work at, which helps them build. We have reading stations, we have writing stations. We do journal work. We have them write in their journal and we have them read it. You know, we get them to share what they're writing. And the students seem to like having different strategies, you know, reading, writing, technology. You know, they like the technology. And it really does help them learn and understand what you're trying to teach in your lesson. So, but yes, that is what I am talking about today, is my ELL students using different strategies. And I feel this is a very important to have in your classroom, not just for ELL students, but for any classroom, because you're going to have all different levels of children, even in a general class. So you need to keep your lessons open to change and open to allow for growth for your children. But yes, that is my take on what I've read and what I saw in this quick video about language learning strategies. And you know, they talked about different strategies like effective, social, compensation, memory, cognitive, and these are all strategies that we use every day in our classroom. We even use them outside the classroom. We just, you know, you just don't know that you're using them, but we do. We use them at home. So, yes. So my name is Wendy, and this was my video. Thank you.